Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas, and I have some surprising news for you. Do you remember the rumours of Resident Evil 1 being remade again? It's true. You can expect, not that one, but that one being remade once again. For the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil in 2026, Capcom will release a Resident Evil 1 remake, the 30th anniversary edition. Now, what this entails exactly is probably unknown. However, it will make logical sense for this to happen from Capcom. Whether they want to release the original and then the remake and then the re-remake all in one go as a nice package, it could happen. You've got to remember that Resident Evil, the original, is one of the greatest games of all time. Whether you want to admit it or not, it changed gaming in many, many ways. It would only make sense for Capcom to do this for the 30th anniversary. Could you imagine Resident Evil 1 looking like that? Could you imagine Resident Evil 1 looking like that? Now, what we've heard of it from the leakers and the rumours and everything, it's hard to say whether any of that is true or whether it's false or how much of this is going to happen, how much it isn't. But one thing for sure that I'm certain of is that this is happening. A Resident Evil 1 remake is indeed happening. Over the shoulder in the Spencer Mansion. What a dream. What a fantastic opportunity for this to actually happen. Now, my source for this is just trust me, bro. And that's completely fine if you don't trust me. To you, I'm probably nobody. It doesn't really matter who I am or what I think. These are all opinions at the end of the day, but they're based opinions. And what I mean by that is if you take a look at how Capcom behaves, what they tend to do, how they organise themselves as a company, dig deep and try and understand these things, it only makes sense. And you can do this with Nintendo, you can do this with Sony, you can do this with any company. Study them and try to understand how they behave, their concepts and what they do. For example, we all knew that one day we would get a Resident Evil 4 remake. Even before it was leaked, rumoured, whatever, we knew Capcom would do it. Another example is that Resident Evil 5 will be remade. There is no doubt about it. There's been rumours, leaks and everything, but judging by what Capcom does, there will be a Resident Evil 5 remake. It only makes sense. Based on how they do things with Resident Evil 4, I mean, before this came out, I was under the impression, oh, Resident Evil 4 doesn't need a remake. It's good enough as it is. But you know what? That is fantastic. That is an amazing game. Remake, perfect. So that's why it only makes sense for Capcom to take a step back, look at their catalogue and say, Resident Evil 1, let's do that. 30th anniversary is coming up. That's why I am 100% confident that we will get a 30th anniversary edition of Resident Evil 1 with that all-important, over-the-shoulder, full-on 3D remake in the brand new RE engine. It only makes sense. And like I said, it's up to you whether you want to believe me, whether you want to, argue the toss and say, no, don't be silly, Jimmy, or do you know what, Jimmy, you're absolutely right. It's completely fine. So at the end of the day, I'm just a guy on YouTube that's done a little bit of research and has opinions and thoughts on these things. I mean, I'm no leaker, I'm no insider, but it's obvious to me that this is going to happen, and I can't wait. What do you think?